present right now. Okay, great. So participants 17. So let's get down to business. So what I was shown you earlier, how to create a secret from command line. Okay. So in the examination, possibly you could have to create a secret, and what are the different methods of you are going to create secret, the way you have created it in case of config map. In the same fashion, you are going to make those secrets available inside a container using same env from or mount, volume mounts. Both the methods could be used in case of a secret too. Okay, so here are the various methods of making available inside a pod. How do you make available a secret inside a pod? Creating a secret using a YAML file, that type is also standard YAML file is also provided in the same documentation. If you are expected to create a YAML file, so you can pretty much copy it from here itself. Okay. So when you copy something, for example, this could be the output of a kubectl get secret minus or YAML. Okay. When you get a configuration from output from minus o YAML, resource version and UID, all these things should be always deleted in the event if you want to use it for reusage. Okay. So these are the things that you should be keeping in mind. Creation timestamp, resource version and UID, all these things should be. For example, we have already created create a secret from this. Okay. If we create these secrets, oh, name is required. Okay. Name is, let's name it as testing. Okay. Done. If I now do kubectl get secret, okay, testing minus o YAML, and this will throw an output something like this. And if I want to reuse it in a file later on, so I can do it by redirecting it to a file name my text, that my.txt or my.yaml. Okay, so now if I edit this file for reusage, okay, reusage. So all you should be doing data, password, API version, kind secret. Okay, kind secret. Creation timestamp, this should go. Okay, API version, all these things. So everything can go. Is metadata, API version is not required, only the name. All these things could go. Okay, so from here to D10. Okay. Okay. Namespace default, resource version is not required, DD. Okay, self-link DD, UID, type OCAP, that's it. Okay, API version, kind secret, metadata testing, data, password, all that. Okay. So these are the fields that you need. Okay, for usage. Anyway, I'm not going to use
Sir,
it.
unit
And
resource version also is required. Okay.
yes, that is deleted. That should be deleted. Yes, sorry. I tried to delete it, but actually it has not didn't get deleted. Anyway, thank you for pointing out. Okay, so anyway, we are going to delete this secret. Okay, delete secret testing and rm my text. Place ls with unnecessary files. Okay, exercises that can expose us. Create a secret DB data from files in a folder secret. Okay, folder. Okay, is that shows DB data as env. Okay, your task is clear. Your data should be, need to create DB data, secret name DB data from files, and the files are stored in a secret folder named secret folder. And you should be using a busy box container where the env should show that these are available. Okay, so let's get into the solution itself. This is config map solution. Config map, create persistent volumes, 5 list all persistent volumes, secrets from files in folders. Okay, secrets from files in folders. Okay, so first of all, we are going to create this directory. I'm copying it in order to make sure things are happening fast. Okay, so first I'm going to, so if as has been, so that you can also follow it. Okay, so in paste bin itself I'm going to copy this as a problem. Okay, this is the first problem which is unique in today's session, so I'm going to post it in paste bin. Okay, so new paste. So today's first problem was which one? First problem that we have done is create persistent list all persistent volumes. Okay, this is the first one we have done. Okay, this config map etc. I think we have done it yesterday only, last session, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, you the
Yes.
config map with value pairs, key value pairs was done last time.
Last time it has been done. Okay, anyway, Judge, even at the cost of repetition, I'm going to copy it again also this time too, so that there is no scope for complaint. Okay, and the second one is create persistent volume. This also we have done earlier, but in order to execute this we need to do this also. Okay, so that's it. And in the event if you want to know the solution also, I can type the solution from here. That is the one that we have done today, create persistent volumes. So this one is unique. So 5.
Can I ask you something, sir? Can you, since you're putting it from 3, can you also
Hmm.
incorporate 1 and 2, so we have all everything in one place, if you don't mind?
Okay, I don't mind.
I'm sorry, I'm asking for too much.
Yes, no,
So,
in
sir,
fact, at the end of the day,
one more thing, like for the secrets, do you require 3 and 4 and 5 to be already there? That is what it is. If it's not there, then we just go question by question. If it's required a prerequisite, that's a different thing.
okay, no, it's not a prerequisite.
Okay,
Okay,
okay, got it.
only
Separate.
list all persistent volume. 4 and 5 is 4 is prerequisite for 5. Okay, so in a way, in fact, that's why I
No,
was
sir,
not
can you
trying
just
to
repeat what you said,
populate
please,
too
sir?
many things in the same thing.
You, for creating secrets, is there any prerequisite for?
No
There is no
dependency.
dependency,
No
but
dependency.
for
No
persistence
dependency.
volume, there is a dependency on it.
Yes, there is a dependency. So I can configure this. Okay, PV validate init text. So these are the things Suresh requested all the questions. Since I'm copying it here, should string I'm putting those two
Thank you,
also.
thank you
Okay.
very much, sir.
So these are the things I'm also copying here. Okay. So okay. So
You may have to give us the paste bin links, if you don't mind.
okay, yes. So first of all, I need to save it, otherwise he is not going to
Yeah.
allow. So first of all, syntax highlighting YAML. No, there is no syntax. It is plain text. You don't require. Paste text say 1 week. Okay, chalo. Only next week public folder. Paste name type. Okay. Challenge. Okay. Challenge.text. Okay. and once created,
Sir, and solution for this you will be sharing separately or?
yes, I'll be sharing the solution separately. Okay, so because if I populate both the things here, then it would be a bit difficult for you to understand. Okay, so solution should be in a different page. Okay, so now I need to share it in our chat window. So did you get the solution? I mean the question page
Yes,
in
sir.
chat window?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So having said that, let's now get into the next problem, that is uh, create. We again need to click the edit. Okay. Cover this problem, that is secrets problem. Okay. Our secret problem is something like this. Create a secret DB data from files in folder, secret folder. Okay. So this is the problem. So I should be pasting it here, secrets. Okay. Just for the purpose of, this is the save changes. So all of you can see what the problem is like. Okay. I will address the solution later. Okay. So first of all, create a secret from files in secret folder. Okay, for this I already have a solution. I'll go to the solution page. First of all, mkdir secret folder. This I'm going to execute this command. Okay. Why I'm not typing the solution for you immediately? The reason is I also want that you follow the same workflow and try to understand how I'm doing it. Even if the solution is not at your disposal. Okay. So there will be any way of, okay, secret folder is already created. Let's find out cat secret folder. Inside that, is there any file? No, no file is there. Okay. So we need to create those two files. Echo db admin. Okay, equals to, so this basically dbadmin.txt. That's all. Okay. There is no great secret about it. It is a simple tasks. All that it will create. It will create a file, and inside that there will be online dbadmin. Next, we are going to create one more file, the same echo method. Okay. And this is it. Okay. So, so that's all. Uh, okay. Okay. So now that we have done it, our next task is, hello. So done. So both the secrets we have created. Now we are expected to kubectl. This is the command from files. So you can see config that config map and secret. The method is same. Kubectl create secret data from file. If you run the command just like this in your terminal, kubectl, okay, create secret, okay, and the name of the secret is db data, okay, okay, and then minus minus from files. If you do a minus minus from, it is not giving me any option. Why? There is something missing. What is that? Will this work? Will this work? Will this command? It is not going to work. Why? What is wrong? In fact, the solutions I have typed here in the solution page, they are not even tested. Okay.
You
So
need to define what type it would be. That's
It's
the
very
key.
clearly
yes,
telling I'm not
yes,
applying
Generic.
from
precisely.
point.
Generic is
Yes,
missed.
precisely. So I just wanted an answer from you only. So I knew that the command is wrong. So now generic DB data and then from file. Okay. So in our solution also there is something terribly wrong. I can see that. So, but I didn't correct it because I wanted the answer from you. Anyway, so we are going to put that line here. Okay, great. So we have created the generic this thing. Okay. So this has been created. So great. Once we have done it, our question suggests what you should be doing. Challenge is create a pod using BusyBox image that shows the DB data as ENV. Okay. Can we get this answer from this cube kubernetes.io documentation itself? Okay. So using secrets in a pod. Okay. So let us ending secrets. Is there any example using secrets as files from a pod? Okay. Or this is a pod, my pod. Okay. There is, okay, mount path. This is as a volume. Okay. So etc for consuming secret values from volumes, or is there any other example? If not, env from, is there an env from code here? Control F, or is it a control F, env from, okay, env from secret reference. You see this is 1.1 simple. You can copy paste this code. Okay. And you can show it. Okay. So your exercise says this is your problem. Your exercise says this is your problem. Create a pod using BusyBox that shows the DB data as ENV. You can copy paste from here itself. This is our code. We are going to copy this and paste it in a container as such. Okay. VIM uh, DB data pod. Okay. So what is the secret that we have created? Our secret is DB secret, I think, or DB data. Okay. Escape colon WQ. Okay. So if we run this kubectl, kubectl create -f and dbdatapod.yaml, kubectl get PO, that should show me crash loop back. Even if there is a crash loop back, don't worry. As I said, you can try to do a kubectl logs. Okay, file 1, file 2 text, DAPI test, oh, secret pod text, sorry. We should be doing a secret pod dot text. Okay, so you see password is here, okay, and username dbadmin is here, okay. So encrypted format, this username, password, etc., is available in the env. So you got the solution. In fact, without looking at the solution page, you got the entire solution from this kubernetes.io page. That's my intention was. Hello, please respond.
Sir, please
Yes.
could you just cat the file output, please? Just
Okay. Cat the file output. The cat is okay. This is the file. Okay, this is the file. In fact, you may well have noticed I have not typed any command. env from, okay, this code is true both in case of config map and in case of secret, because only thing here it is a secret reference. Okay, so in case of config map, this part was something different. Okay, so
So in the exam, they give the container name? We have to change that as well, right? Means if they give something name, do we need to give
yes,
the?
some of the things they will already specify. Okay,
Okay.
so for example, if in more often than not, they are going to provide you the complete YAML file itself. The way I am forcing you to write the YAML, copy it from somewhere, more often than not in the examination, possibly they are going to give you the entire YAML file. But what they are not going to provide you, env from secret db data, this part of the code will be missing. Okay,
Okay.
just the way,
Okay. So the file will be there, but
more
with
often, I
some,
said more
yeah,
often than not.
more often, or if not there, we have to just work out
Yes,
whatever the way
yes,
is it
yes.
is.
Yes, that's why I am exposing you to both parts. Okay, if it is not available, where from you can get the reference. Okay, and if it is available, what are the, even then where from you can get the reference. Okay, so if you use the, can remember the term env from, then if you can see reach the secret page, how you are going to, okay, I will show you how you can come to this page and precisely to this place. Okay, so please make sure you start from here. Okay, and how I reach to this point, Kubernetes doc.io, click documentation. Okay, then click secret. Okay, secret. Okay, and then there are two different secrets. Okay, so there are two different way of accessing it. First of all, if you feel that the secret should be made available as an en environment, just type control f. Okay, env from, like this. Okay, and press enter. First reference env from is here. The second instance, press f3. Press f3. Yes, press F3. Finally, you have reached your destination. So if you want to do search, a multiple search, F3, 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 and so on. So this is the way you can reach to your desired destination code, where from you can copy and paste. Everybody is in sync with this logical flow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
yes, to me that is important, because if I give you the solution and you are not going to mug up this solution, that is not the way it should be. Okay. So entire solution is already there. I'm going to share it anyway. But the thing is that you should know, okay, at any point of time, if the file is not there, or in future, if you have faced a situation where you need to do things all by yourself from ground up, you should know how to do it. Okay.
One
So
question here: the log files. It actually shows you the username and password in clear text. So, I mean, I'm not talking from the examination point of view, but in a real environment, when you're actually securing a particular file or an aspect, you are, or an object rather, in Kubernetes, you are still getting your secret variables or passwords within the log file. Um, is that not a?
no, it's not a log file, because how you are making it variable. Okay,
Yeah.
how you are making the variables available. Okay, and even in the env also, it is encrypted. Password is not visible. Okay,
Yes. Okay.
in the it is available as an env, but in that env also, if you take a look at that, you can see that password is encrypted. I have typed Suresh's password as red hat, but you have seen that env says it is something else, isn't it?
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
so
Oh,
even then
okay.
it is not, you don't get an decrypted password as such. Okay, so
Okay.
having said that, we are going to delete our secret. Yes,
But
please.
if you do the kubectl log and the port name,
Hmm.
it gives you, I mean, whatever the file content, like the password which is there in the file, it will be shown in a clear text.
it would be shown in clear text. Okay, so we can do one thing. We can, instead of, we can edit this file. Okay, we can edit this file. Okay, we cannot do a cat because the file has not been mounted. In the case of a volume mount, you can try this. Okay, make it available as a volume mount. In my subsequent exercises, we will be doing a volume mount. Okay, so as you master the art, you will understand how you can keep things secrets. Everything could be encrypted and in base 64 format. In fact, the secret page itself, at the very first exercise itself, it has created and encrypted everything. So anyway, that I'll show you later on. So
Sir,
do,
when the question was asked about the log for the secrets, can you
hmm,
just execute that command, please? So
which command?
the secrets for the secret pod, kubectl
Yeah,
logs.
Okay,
secret
okay, that
logs
logs.
important.
Okay. Control R, logs. This is it. Okay,
Yes,
this is it. Okay, kubectl logs. Yes.
yes. So in that particular thing, the password.txt
Hmm.
is passing as a environment variable for the password.
Yes, it is. This is passed as an environment variable for the password. Okay, okay,
So
and because
can't we
there's
hide that? Is there any way to hide that? Because why I'm asking, because if we get that logs output and if you wanted to pass it to third party, it is very difficult to get it. You know.
actually, this is the name of the file and this is the file's content. Okay. So the first part, this and this is another name of the file and this is the file's content. Okay. So that's the way environment variables are getting created. In fact, in our subsequent exercises, we are going to actually create username, password, and using which we are going to use that in a MySQL database. So you get a much more clear idea how things are likely to be stored and how it is not. This is just for your demo purpose, how you can make this variable. So this is not the actual way. And
Okay, I got it.
okay,
Yeah.
I got just wanted to show you how you can refer to a secret inside a pod. Okay, and just to demonstrate that it has been made available as an environment variable. But this is not the actual use case. Actual use case is shortly coming. That is a MySQL database where we are going to use this as an actual create secret, my secret containing user db user and my using volume mounts. Make the secret available in Nginx pod using volume mounts. This is the other method. Okay. Now we are going to create an uh, using these two and it would be available as a volume mounts. So instead of using this, we are going to create this secret my containing this entry. So we are going to create it just like this. So first of all, let us uh, clear some of the resources consumed by this. First of all, I am going to delete this db. So there is DB data. Okay, DB data has to be deleted and then OC delete pod PO. How many pods are there? Oh, DAPI test pod and the other one is this. Okay. Okay. So everything deleted, I hope. And is there any config map there? So all the resources created earlier, I would like to delete them. Config map name. This was created by us. Okay, and special config was also created by us. Okay, deleted. Okay, so now our slate is clean. So let's get started. We are going to create a new secret, and our problem is something like this: 7, create a secret, my secret containing this. Okay, I'm going to paste it in your paste bin so as to okay, so this is the 7th problem, and I make it a commit, save changes so that you can get to see what the problem is all about. Okay. So our seventh problem is create a secret, my secret containing entry db user, my db, and using volume mount. Okay. So I will pretty much copy this from here itself. Okay. How can we create a secret? kubectl create secret, okay, and then generic, and then minus minus from literals, okay, and the literals equals to the values. I'm going to copy it from here. User equals to db user, and minus minus from literal, and equals to db name equals to my db. Okay. So
Name, sir.
yes.
Name is
Yes. Every time I do the same mistake. Okay. So name is we can put any name. My secret. Okay, my secret. Thank you for pointing out the error. Okay, my secret created. Now we are expected to make the secret available in engine export using volume mounts. Okay, so how to use volume mounts? So I will search for this term volume mounts in that secret page itself. Okay, I'll come down to the secrets page and try to find it out using volume mounts. How to use a volume mounts? Here it is. Do an F3, F3, F3. Here it is. Okay, I can pretty much copy this entire thing. Image, I'll be changing it as Nginx. Okay. So I can copy this from right here itself, everything right here, and paste it on our this thing. Okay. VIM. Uh, what is the problem? Suggest secret available in an Nginx pod. It has not said anything. I'll vim Nginx or my secret.pod. My secret dot pod, insert. So now what will happen? My secret, is there some problem? Their name itself shows somewhat different. Okay, escape colon q exclamation. My secret pod dot yaml. Okay, so that's why it was not showing me the highlight. I just should dot pod. Okay, let's make it dot yaml. I was just wondering why that. The moment that highlighting is missing, all of you, I'll always suggest use vim to edit files. Okay, because if you are into Ansible later on, you'll find this uh, color code is makes so much easier for you when you are coding. Okay, so that's why we always use vim, not vi. Okay, so here it is, etc foo volume mount, and we are going to use an nginx pod. Okay, name image is nginx. Okay, so escape colon wq. So now I'm going to create a pod out of it. I hope our secret is already created. So kubectl get secret. So my secret is there. Okay, so now we can, using this, we can create our pod. Okay, so now kubectl get po, get po running. So can you get a log of this? Log my pod. Did you mean this logs? Okay, Docker entry and nginx default start of template.sh configuration ready to start. But we are not in a position to see what is happening inside. So what we can do? Okay, we can do one thing. We are going to do something different now. kubectl exec, okay, minus it, and then our pod name is this, my pod, and then Bash. I think bash prompt is there in an Nginx pod. Okay. Okay, we are inside it. Okay. If you do an ALS/etc, where did we mount it? Q. Where did we mount it? I don't remember it actually. So mounted it etc my secret. Okay, etc my secret. I don't remember. Okay, I am going to do a control D cat the name of the pod. What is the name of my secret pod? My secret pod dot YAML. We have made it etc foo. Okay, so we need to do cat etc foo, cat slash etc slash foo. Okay, foo is a directory. Okay, inside foo, what is there? There is db name. Db name is a file, so that is db root. Okay, and there is db name, and there are two files. One is db name, another one is db name, and another one is user. User is db user root. Okay, so so you can pretty much verify what is there inside. You can do an ALS and sorry, you just can do a CD to this folder just for the purpose. So because it has made everything available as a volume mount, you can see there are two files. One is db user, db name. Db name content is my this and username is this. Okay. So everything is db user equals to root. Everything is made available as plain text file. Okay. So when you have done a volume mount, okay, so that's the way it has made available. So it's up to you how you are going to make your files available.
Sir, can you show that QCPL get secret
Get?
secret and their
Yes, yes,
type?
yes, 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 yes,
Can
definitely.
you show
Okay.
that there is type
Yes,
in
yes.
something that type
Okay.
I want?
Okay. kubectl. Okay. Get, or you can do a describe secret. Okay. And secret name is what? The secret name is my secret. Okay. Okay. So this default namespace, default application type equals to opaque. Okay.
What is that, sir?
What is that? Okay.
Yeah.
That is, its content should not be visible. So that's why it is opaque. Opaque basically means non-transparent. Okay. Opaque is the opposite of transparent. Transparent, everything is see-through. Opaque, it is not visible. So that's why it is not visible. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so having said that, now we are going to actually use a secret inside a MySQL database, okay? So that you can really see how these secrets are used in a MySQL database. Subsequently, we will mature it ultimately using a WordPress, complete WordPress CMS application, okay? So there is a solution to it, but you have followed it. Solution, I'm going to copy it anyway, don't worry. Okay, so, but the thing is that you have followed the solution step by step, isn't it? Hello?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
sir.
So that workflow is the most important part. That is, you should be in a position to follow the logic the way I am going through. Because in the examination, you are not going to get your solution handy. When the solution is not there, how you can use the documentation available at your disposal, using that you can find out the solution. That's the actual key to learning or clearing the examination. Okay. So let's now create a MySQL database containing this and create a MySQL pod that uses this secret using MySQL pod.yaml. Okay. So I'm going to create this secret using generic. Okay. Using the same set of commands. Okay. So we have already used the command and we are already aware of it. So we are going to type control R generic. Okay. So this is, and this time around, I'm going to create the same secret in the name of my secret. No problem there, isn't it? even if we make it uh, control K to delete everything, MySQL root
Yes. Yes.
password equals to red hat. That is one. Okay. And then minus from dash literal equals to MySQL user equals to DB user. Okay. And then comma, sorry, no
But you can
comma.
edit also, right?
Which one?
You can edit this my secrets also, right? Can you do that?
Okay, yeah, let's see. Let's see, since you have raised this. Okay, MySQL password, okay, and this equals to, and okay, minus from literal, minus from dash literal, okay, equals to MySQL this. Okay, my secret already exists. Okay, kubectl delete secret, cube.
I've observed that you're using from literal twice when you're putting the MySQL
Yes,
password.
yes, from literal only once.
No, from literal MySQL user, and then from literal MySQL password.
And there is a third time MySQL password.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
okay. So MySQL, if number of times you are going to use the uh, from literal depends on how many key value pair you are trying to create. Okay,
Yes.
okay. So I'm deleted it again. I'm going to create it. My secret. Okay, created. Okay. Now somebody says we can delete it, isn't it? We can edit it, isn't it? Cube CTL edit secret. Okay, and the secret name is my secret. Okay, Control L. Okay, my SQL password. Now what you are going to edit? This is already encrypted. Okay, so the moment you create a secret, in fact, in terms of it knows that it is a secret,
No,
so it
means
is
if the password we want to change it, so we could do it from here, right?
okay. No, if you want to really secret, if you want to do it again, if you change the password from here, that means this password, what we have used, Red Hat, Shift D,
No,
okay,
but
insert.
in other words, this can be tampered. If you're tampering it, then you're spoiling your entire secret file.
In fact, this is not the way you should be. Actually, you are expected to delete the entire secret and create a new secret. It's as simple as that. Okay.
Yeah.
And you can only see the key value pairs that you are expected to do a WQ. You have said this. What is happening here?
It's not
If
getting
if
encrypted.
if I'm doing a WQ, okay, so cancelled. No valid changes are saved. My secret is secrets. My secret is invalid. A copy of your changes has been saved here. Okay. So if your this finds there is something terribly wrong, you are trying to do something which is not allowed. In fact, idea shift D, then insert and MySQL password type, that's red hat. Okay, plain text, then WQ. It is not saving. It is not even allowing you to save. That is, this is the field that cannot be changed in this fashion. Okay, so I am going to, so that I just wanted to show you Kubernetes takes into account so many things so beautifully that when you try to edit a secret, first of all, Kubernetes does not treat that secret field as a traditional text field. It will not allow you to save that file with a WQ. Okay. So the usual way should be you should be deleting that secret, create a new secret. It's all right. Okay.
If I look into the attributes of this file,
Hmm.
what does it show? It doesn't show that. Does it show the usual format of a file? Like if I
It
say
is showing the usual format. But the thing is that the password we have typed, everything is encrypted and you are not getting the actual output. Okay. That is a base 64 kind of thing, that is encryption that is taking place inside the file. So actually, you should not be editing a secret. That is built in into Kubernetes as such. Okay.
Oh, sir,
So
sorry for interruption. Means I was
yes.
asked what to ask. Since there is an option of edit for the secrets, then what's the use if the principal says that okay, uh, Kubernetes doesn't allow, then why that option is there?
Okay, that option is available for every kind of resource. Some of the resources, okay, are don't behave in the same fashion. Okay, so for every kind of resource, if Kubernetes tries to build, create some sort of other syntax as such, it would be very difficult to implement. Okay, it would kubectl command itself will become a bloatware. Are you getting my
So is
point?
it just that what you said? It's just only for the password field. It doesn't apply for
No,
all
it
of
is
the other
not password.
parameters.
No, all of the other parameters. It is because it's a secret file. Everything inside secret is encrypted. Okay.
And
So
also the other reason, like as you said in earlier session, when you do it edit, it's the live HCD database that you're working on.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
that
Whatever
is
that
also,
is stored
yeah.
in the database. So in the database itself, it is stored as a base 64 encrypted kind of object. Okay.
So is
So
it
that
not that it is locked, that file particular in HCD, this
yes,
particular
yes,
file is
yes,
locked. That's why you're not able
yes.
to change it.
Possibly. I'm not going to say
I'm
yes,
saying.
that is precisely the reason. Possibly, because to me also appears to be true, something like that. But yes, I'm not very sure how HCD manages these and all. Okay. So that's why I'm saying possibly. Is it all right?
Yes, 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 sure. Thanks.
Okay. So kubectl. Okay. Now our next part of the task is what we need to do. Create a secret MySQL that uses this secret using MySQL pod.yaml. Okay, we are going to create a MySQL pod.yaml, vim MySQL pod.yaml insert, and then we are going to copy this code from here itself. Okay, this, okay, something is wrong. Okay, that's all right. Even if it is wrong, we can pretty much do a copy because we have now become masters, isn't it? So kind, then metadata, then name. The moment you find a colon, the next line should be indented by two alphabets. MySQL, name this, and then labels. This should be like this. And again, there is a colon, no data. So that means this one should be indented by 2. Okay. Spec should always begin at the beginning of a line. Okay. And again, after colon, it should be indented by 2 uh, alphabets. Again, it should be indented by 2 alphabets because there is an L. Of course, after if it starts with a dash, you may not indent. Okay. Image MySQL after dash, everything should be indented to the same level. MySQL again ports, okay, and this, okay, ports should also be indented to the same level as containers. Okay, let me see later on. If something goes wrong, we can always check this code from somewhere else too, but sometimes without checking. Okay, hopefully everything is all right, but the only thing that is missing is what we are expected to make this available. How can we make this available? env from or secret from. So that is one field that we are expected to make it available. So we are going to refer to this document. This is not volume mounts. So we are going to make this available. env from or secret from. Secret from. Okay, we are not getting anything like that. So what is it? How it is making available? Spec,
env.
mount, env,
No,
env or then in env
no,
from.
it's secret. Just secret, isn't it?
Secret from. Just type from there.
Just type from. Okay, no, there is an example exercise here. We have already done it, but I just want to make sure everything secret name, or it could be secret from. Is it?
No, I think only secret and secret name.
Secret and secret name. Okay, only secret and secret name. This is volume mounts. They are not volume mounts. Secret and secret name. Suresh says it is secret and secret name. Okay, So let's see env value from, no, we don't want to. So env value from my secret, value from secret key reference, no. That we are trying to make the entire thing available in a single env. Let's see. ENV from secret reference. Yes, this is the code I was trying to find out. So secret reference. It is ENV from only, but here is no config map reference. It is referred to as secret reference. Okay. So we are going to copy this code from here. Okay. So sorry. And we are going to copy and paste it here. So, oh, sorry. It is actually env from then secret reference. Okay. So
Uh, I may have to ask you a question here.
yes,
This
please.
secret environment from and secret reference
Yes.
you're using here. Okay, this is appropriate for this scenario. But
Yes.
that the one which I was referring to earlier,
Yes.
when would you use that? I mean, I'm just asking you. If it's out of the way, don't answer me. You can answer me later.
Okay. So no, if I am loading, it is using env from, and when do I use env? Isn't it?
No. When you use the secret, I was just telling, just plain secret and secret. What was the second variable or environment?
So
No, second sort of variable. You would call it a variable, isn't it?
So actually we have created a secret named my secret,
Yeah.
and that our env will be created from my secret, and that env is basically a secret reference. In config map, what was the reference? In config map also you have created an env from, isn't it?
env from, yes.
Yes. So what was the reference there? It was config map reference. Okay.
Yes.
So secret reference makes it clear that whatever data that you are picking up from here, this is a resource type secret. Okay. So its treatment should be different than that of config map. Okay. So
Yes.
that's the way it is. So this word secret reference makes all the difference.
So
Okay.
we could use env here as well, right? It's just a method, like we
Yes,
can.
yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay.
There are various methods. That's why I have shown different methods. And this document that is I am referring to, in this page itself, all the various methods of using this, okay, inside a pod is already there. Okay. Inside a pod, you can use volume. Okay. And then names, then secret and secret name. What Suresh is asking. Suresh is, when do I use the secret? Okay, you use it in secret in this fashion, and secret name is this. And this secret is already mounted here using this. Okay.
Okay, that's in the case of volumes only. All
Yes,
right, all right,
volume
all right.
mounts. Okay.
Yeah.
And there could be other
Sir, so
situations
sorry
also. Yes.
for this one. If
Yes.
you just scroll up the volume thing,
Hmm.
volume which you're referencing here. So is it like there, if it's deployed, if there is a scale set replica across many worker nodes,
Hmm.
and there is an NFS server, so and on NFS server there is this one common secret file. We will be using it here, like volume mounts and then mount path.
I'm not asking you to use in any fashion. Okay.
No, no,
Because
means because it's on an NFS server, right?
recommendation, no. Recommendation, no. Okay. So, in fact, this is not the way you should be using volumes. Okay. You should be using secrets. Okay. And this is just an demonstration of way how you can use it. So inside the container, it will be mounted. So using the files, it will create a folder inside the container, and these volume founds may not be in an NFS folder as such. You can see that we have not created any NFS folder or anything like that. Okay. It is just making that available using a volume mounts parameter. Actually, there is no volume in such. This volume
No,
mount,
no, sir. Sorry for drifting you. My
yes,
my
yes.
thing was like, if this was a skill set replica that would have scaled multiple nodes, and we
Hmm.
have this particular secret file as a file. So
Yes.
obviously the worker nodes would not have that, right? So would not have the access to that particular file path. So that would be mounted somewhere like on an NFS server,
No,
and
no,
we
no,
could
no,
give the
no,
file.
no, 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 no. When you are using the volume mounts command, okay, so ultimately how this volume mount is created, okay,
It's PV.
okay, no, is it PV?
Oh, sorry, it's just mapping like a hyphen V,
Yes, there
hyphen
is
V.
no PV is getting involved. That's what I was trying to communicate to you. Here, the volume mounts is only a method of making the file inside the container. That's all. There is no PV is coming into the picture. Okay. So this is a container. When you create a replica, same replica of the container will be created, which will have this etc secret in the volume itself. Okay. In the etc secret volume, it will this particular file will be available. Okay.
No, but
Vol-
here is on the other worker node, like how would the secrets will be replicated?
what is getting replicated?
No, no, means how the secret
I am
information.
asking you what is getting replicated. Tell me.
The volume is very local
No,
to the pod. It
no,
is not it is not
yes,
local to the it's
yes.
not local to the entire infrastructure. So
Think in
volume, yeah, yeah.
think in terms of pod. It is going to replicate the pod. Okay. The pod has been created using these instructions. Once the pod has been created, the as many times you replicate, everything inside the pod will be replicated as it is. Are you getting my point? It is only part of the code. Don't think in terms of there is lying something outside. Okay. This is a command set that makes sure that the content of your file is mounted inside the container in a folder named etc secret volume. Okay. It has no reference to any content outside. Okay. Once the pod is created, each of the replica set will have the same etc secret volume with the same content inside. Are you getting my point?
So, but how the worker node will have that access to that
Worker
particular
node will
file?
have, forget worker node access. Each of these pods are getting created in an worker node. Okay. None of them are getting created in a master node. A pod has a definition. Using that pod definition, a pod gets created. When you replicate, same pod gets replicated in different worker nodes. Okay. None of the pods are getting created on the current system. They are getting created in different worker nodes. So here it is an instruction using which the pod is getting created, but there is no reference to a physical volume as such that is existing in the current folder. Okay.
So the files which we created as a secrets on the local machine.
Yes, they have already been incorporated in the my secret itself. Okay. The secret that I have created named my secret, everything is contained in that. Are you getting my point? The secret that you have already created, they are all inside that. So once you have created the secret, it is everything is available in that. So that gets mounted as a volume. Okay.
So when you create a secret, so it is just to a local or
When you no, don't think in terms of local. Secret is a resource that is created in its cd database. It has nothing to do with local files as such. The moment you have created the secret, there is no the local files are immaterial. Okay. Secret has
okay.
been created. At the time of creating the secret, you are referring to the files. But once the secret has been created, those files are irrelevant. Is it clear?
So yeah, so once the secrets are created, since that information is already there in the HCD database, so
Yes.
the worker node can easily call the API and get the information from the HCD. So there is no need for any separate file or such things.
In fact, worker node even will not do that. Okay. Because the worker node will already get an instruction set about the pod itself, how to create that pod. So pod, automatically the same pod will be created on the same system. Once a pod is created, a replica will be created. Okay. kubectl is very efficient. When the replica is created, it will not go through the same set of routine. First time when it creates the pod, it will download the Nginx engine or MySQL Nginx image or MySQL image. But the second time when it is replicated, same pod gets copied as it is. Okay. The creation process is not repeated. Are you getting my point?
Yep, I got it. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Great. So let's get down to our business. That
Sorry
is,
for dragging you, sir.
no, no, it's absolutely all right. This should be part of the game. Okay. So actually, unless nobody raises any question, I get the impression whether I'm speaking to an wall. Okay. Speaking to a wall or what? Okay. So here it is, my secret. I hope while speaking we have not done anything wrong with our YAML file. Let us try to create what is the secret that we have created early? My secret only. So let us create a pod out of it. kubectl, kubectl, okay, create -f MySQL pod.yaml. Error, JSON line 4 found characters that cannot start any token. So there is some problem in line 4. Line 4 metadata name labels. MySQL, this is line 4. Okay, something is wrong here. Where from we copied it? Metadata name secret kind pod secret volume. Okay, and we have copied it from this solution of metadata name MySQL labels MySQL, and my system is complaining metadata name labels name MySQL. So there is a problem here. It is complaining about this. So let's find out. Did I create a solution for it?
Do you need a label? You can
MySQL
delete.
image, MySQL env from name. Do you need a label? Okay. Either you need a name or label, any one of them. And yes, label is also created, but how I have not done the indentation properly or what? This should also be indented. I'm not really too sure. Let me do that because labels and labels is associated with this thing. Okay, let me see. Found characters that cannot start any token. Metadata name MySQL labels. Is it label or labels?
So can you just delete that label?
I can delete that. Okay. I will found characters that start. Okay.
I think your name will be in the same line as metadata.
No, metadata name is
Specs on the same line as
if
specs?
no,
No, sorry.
actually when you put a colon means next line should be indented. Okay. So metadata, okay, I can put this according to the instruction sets that I'm receiving from the client. Okay.
Same
It is not.
name and label should be in the same indentation.
So no, there is some data, there is something here in this file. If I press backspace, it is not going back. Okay. So I have some data here, which is,
Character.
yes, that is not
Maybe you can
visible.
use paste, set paste.
Yeah. Okay. So that is causing the issue, I think. Okay. There is something here that is non-ASCII character, which is causing the issue. Okay, I just on a line 4 found characters.
You can delete it. We can try it.
Insert this. Okay. So we have commented out these two lines. Metadata name MySQL WQ. Okay. Because in our reference also there is a reference metadata name is sufficient. Okay. So I just wanted to sort out the problem because label is also Okay, JSON YAML4 found characters that cannot. Okay, again same error. Fourth line. Okay, insert, backspace, then delete. Sorry, insert.
So maybe you have copied it from the text file and
Yes, that
that.
could be an issue. Okay, name MySQL. So it is complaining about the line 4 now. Hmm. YAML to JSON. So there is something there in that file. So some hidden characters are there. So that is
Now it has changed the
DOS.
line to 8, number 8. It may not be accurate, but it has changed to 8 from 4.
Is it? Is it
Yeah.
changed to 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, line 8. I
So
didn't notice that.
is it the container port? Because the
Okay,
container port, it has to be in the same
could be,
the same line as image.
Okay, container port at the port is same line as image.
No, container port.
Container port. Okay, no, it's all right, because the
It will be a
moment
part
there
of
is
it. Yeah,
the
okay.
moment there is a colon, the next line should be indented. Name MySQL container ports and name MySQL. This is uh, container ports. Okay, even if I don't put these puts, there are some default values that it will take. That is insert. The port will be 3306 only. Okay. Insert. If I do a commenting out this. Okay, env from. Hope next set of commands are all right. Line 8. Where is that line 8? Which one is the line 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Set numbers. Set SEMU.
Containers. Okay. So in the containers line itself, there is a serious problem. Container. Okay. Name equals to this.
Name will be hyphen space, name will be, and image will be normal.
Yes, it's your point is
The hyphen image is there. No?
hyphen image is there.
Yeah, remove that hyphen from image.
It is complaining for containers.
Sir, is
Okay.
it not that
Yeah, that's
after
right.
containers it is the
The
name
point
and then
is,
image?
1 minute.
Okay. Delete.
so the
Okay.
first word is showing in the documentation as minus name. The second word is showing as image. Should it be that format?
Now it has gone to 9. Actually that is not the case. It is not the parameter. There are some illegal characters that has entered into it because of the copying pasting. Okay. So
Sir,
which
can
is
you,
causing.
sorry sir, can you
Yes.
check that chat only? I shared something. I seen on the official site only.
Okay.
So here,
Okay. You want to share? You want me to share this code in the chat itself?
no,
Okay.
I shared, sir. I shared in chat. So can you?
Okay, I don't want to, because I know where things are going wrong. That's why I don't want to. I'll refer to that only when I'm sure it is beyond my capability. Okay,
Okay.
okay, you are getting my point. I
And
think
No, I
here
agree with you,
here,
Chanchal.
sir,
There seems to be some
remove
illegal
that
character or
hyphen.
some
some
CIs which is
illegal
causing this
characters
problem.
have entered here, which is causing all the problem in my life. Okay, so I need to make sure those illegal characters are gone, and that way env from should be indented at the same level as the container, isn't it? And we need to make sure all those illegal characters are gone. Okay, env from, and then secret reference. This one should also, at least I could be sure. Okay, let me see.
Hello.
Yes.
Uh,
Unknown env from on field. Okay, now we have gone into something that is env from has not
No
been
longer
properly.
syntax error.
Yes. So env from command itself has not been properly indented. Okay. So now we are some syntax error. Okay. So it is clear that earlier, whatever that was happening, we were doing the error from, uh, oh no, here is the solution, env from name MySQL and image MySQL, and then, okay, env from should be indented at the same level. This one should insert, okay, env from, then this, and then this. Okay, 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 okay. So you see, usually I try to avoid taking the shortcut. I try to find out what is really going wrong, because once you know that once what you are typing is correct, but still you are, means, uh, uh, this is occupational hazard when you do a copy and paste. Okay, usually what I do when I copy it, I paste it into uh, this file. Uh, I mean, Sublime text, but my Sublime text has also been indented. Can you see that? So these lines, I don't know whether they are visible from your screen or not. These straight lines, vertical straight lines, defines that it has, there are indentation, and those indentations are playing havoc with my code. Anyway, it has been created. So kubectl kubectl get PO, that will show me whether the pod is there or not. Running, okay. So is it MySQL pod or my pod? Which one we have created now? It is a MySQL pod, okay. So kubectl exec, okay, minus it and MySQL, okay, and then bash. Okay. So usually MySQL command pod has a MySQL command built in, MySQL minus u root, okay, and then minus p. What is the password we have typed here for the root password? MySQL root password is Red Hat, okay. So minus p and root password is Red Hat, okay. Yes, we have logged in. So our username, password, etc. are working fine, okay. Is there any database DB user, MySQL password, center users? Okay, so that's there. Everything is working fine. Control D to log out. I hope everybody is in sync. Okay. Hello.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sharing this solution in the chat itself. Cat MySQL pod.yaml. This is the code that is working fine. I'm going to refine it so that everything is all right. VIM without the extraneous code as such, 2DD, so that you get a, this port itself is all right, but actually you don't require in case of a MySQL, because that is the default port, okay. So that's why I commented them out. Okay, so if you minimize the code, that really makes your life simpler. Okay, I'm going to copy this and paste it as a solution on the paste bin window, okay. Okay, so here is our paste bin window, paste bin, and paste bin. Should I paste it here in the solution itself? In the seventh, DB username, DB my name. Oh, this problem has not been shown here at all. Okay, let me create a new solution page. This is the solution for 8. So first of all, you need to create the question first, then only solution. Oh, here is the solution. Okay, I'm going to copy the solution as it is from here. Okay. Okay, MySQL secrets, give secrets. So today's date is 11th, isn't it? Today is 11th. 11.07.txt. So the solution is going to change. So, okay. And first of all, we also need to HSEDYF. HSEDYF. Okay, submit. Okay. So I need to edit the other one, challenge text. In the challenge text, I need to put this challenge also because the number 8 challenge is not here. Okay. So number 8 challenge has also to be copied. This is the challenge. Okay. So both the challenge as well as the uh, solution, both of them are here and I have shared it. Solution is this one. Solutions link is also I'm sharing in the chat window. Okay. So is that all right? Okay. So everybody's okay with this?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So all the codes are visible right now. Challenge text as well as solution text. Both of them are available now. So let's get down to the next challenge. Okay. So now that this challenge
One
has
thing, sorry to interrupt you again. So the solution text which you have provided, it's just for eighth question.
for 8th question only. Yes. So you need the other also?
Yes, of course, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So the 7th one, isn't it? Using volume mounts. So this is the one. ETC secret. Okay. So 7th question, 7 secret using volume mounts. Okay.
So are you not going to provide like whatever the challenges which we have like from 1 to 8? Are you not going to provide solution for those?
Yes, from 1 to all the solutions you have already provided in the earlier session itself, 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Okay, so for each of the solutions, and finally when the entire session is over, I can give you all that challenge and solution into different files. No, not an issue. Are you getting my point?
Yeah, yeah, because last time I did not see any files which were there like in the email.
I am not going to forward any file in the email. I am going to forward this, make this available in your paste bin itself on the last day. Everything will be available. As of now, whatever that you have done, I can make this available in 2 different solutions. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So that you can download it and you take the trouble in the classroom. Okay. So
Okay.
as simple as that. It is not very inconvenient, I presume. Is it all right? And if you want that all the solution should be there in the today's paste bin itself in the solution page, I can do that. No issues there. Okay. So that means if the solution contains only paste bin, the 8th one only, I can put the solution for the 7th one also. Okay. So 7th and other also. Okay. So whatever solutions that we have done, create config map, all these we have done earlier. Create persistent volume we have done earlier. Okay. List all persistent volume from here we have started today. Okay. So I am going to do the copying from here. Okay. And then secrets using volume mount. So all the solutions I have created here. Okay. And the last one has already been copied. So now I am going to paste it. Sorry. Okay. So right from Solution 5, 6, 7,
So
everything
can
is
can
done.
you also include the previous ones in the same chat bin for the solution?
Okay. So in the same solution, you want the previous one also. Okay, it's all right.
Yes, sir.
I can put the solution also for the previous one. Okay. So from solution 1, init container solution, 1 config map solution, and variation kubectl create config map. Here I have not even provided the persistent volume solution. Okay, so because I have just referred the doc, please refer to that doc and create. Yes, that's a good way also. Okay, anyway, so okay, so everything now here is available in your solution 1 to 8. Okay, 1 to 8, all the solutions are available. Okay, and the questions are then I need to update that challenge also. Okay, challenge text also should be updated. Okay, save changes, solution 11.7. Okay, and challenge text contains what are the challenges. Okay, all the challenges are there right from 1 to 8. So we have updated everything, isn't it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I was just wondering my power has gone or not. If I don't get any response, I was I'm talking to a wall or something. Okay. Anyway, so next we move on to our fresh problems as such. So not solution. This is the secret MySQL root password we have already done. Okay. Now we are going to create a MySQL database and which we are going to use somewhere else on a more productive fashion. Okay. Create a service to access the MySQL database. Okay. Create a service to access the MySQL service created in the previous step. How do I create a service for it? Because kubectl expose deployment can create a service, but we do not know how to create a service. Okay, so you need to write a service file from ground up, or how do I find it out? There are two ways to do it. Okay, one, you can type service here itself. Okay, so you can type service and you can find out service in Kubernetes in new tab and how to write it. And also there is one more page for MySQL database. Okay, so you can pretty much copy this one also. API version service, okay, protocol TCP port, okay, copy. In fact, if you try to service here, where did I type it? Search, type MySQL. Okay, so there is our WordPress. There is one file where the entire MySQL, etc., everything is there inside. Example deploying WordPress MySQL with persistent volume. Here, the definition for service is also there in the pod YAML itself. Okay, so here you can find out a service definition within a file. Okay, so where is that service definition here? So service WordPress MySQL here, you can see this is a typical configuration of a MySQL service. So if you have to create a service file from ground up, there are n number of different places. Because we are going to create a MySQL service file, so we are referring to this documentation available from kubernetes.io. Okay, so I'm going to create this file here on my window vim, okay, srv dash mysql, okay, dot yaml, okay, insert, paste it here. Service WordPress metadata, we are going to name it as MySQL only. Okay, no WordPress. Labels MySQL. Our pod name is also MySQL, isn't it? If I remember correctly, our pod name is also MySQL. So I should be doing everything and selector. Okay, shift.
What is may I ask what is selector? So I'm not
Okay.
conscious of.
When you define a service, you are defining a service. Basically, it is going to create a service kind resource map. Okay. But this service resource usually is expected to attach to a specific container. Okay. That container will be that container you define by the selector and label. Okay. And the most important thing is label. Okay. And that is defined here. Sorry. Okay. Insert.
So tire is a label, is it?
Because here from where we have copied it, it is creating a multi-tier applications. Okay. So that's why they are referring to it as a tier. If you click refer to this file where from I have copied, it is a comprehensive whole set of application. One WordPress, another MySQL. Both of them are part of a complete app deployment, which we call as template. Okay, but
So
we are not doing
in that
something like that.
file, that particular one, but if you look at the if on the page, there
Yeah.
is a single YAML file for deploying. So that three hyphens on the YAML does that mean that two different or three different files?
No, it's not three different files. It has already named that there is not only one file. Okay, in one file you can have definitions of multiple resources. Okay,
Yeah, so
people who
we can separate it using hyphen three
yes,
hyphens.
yes,
Okay.
yes. In fact, those of you who have already attended any OpenShift exposure, in OpenShift, this kind of thing is known as another kind of resource as template. And there is a more advanced level of configuration resource type template, which usually incorporates everything and defines as a resource type template. And within template, you get everything predefined. Okay. So anyway, I hope everything is all right. If not, we will see. Okay, don't worry, because there are lots of. Usually, I'm trying to work my way out using files that is available already in the resource page and commit error. And still, after committing error, let's find out where things are going wrong, because that is the way you are also expected to do things. That is troubleshooting your way around step by step. I could well have made all the files available in a text file. Okay. So service has been created. Okay. So the name of the service was MySQL. So kubectl. Okay. Describe SVC. Sorry, SVC MySQL. Okay. Endpoint session affinity. Endpoint has not been specified. Something terribly wrong. Okay. Selector app level. You need to make sure it gets to an endpoint. If the endpoint is not there, it won't be able to attach to anything. Okay. So there is some problem with our service. So we are going to delete OC delete SVC. Okay, let us OC edit SVC and try to find out where things are going wrong. API version namespace MySQL, source port IP, selector, session affinity type, cluster IP, MySQL app label selector. If I insert this and label selector label MySQL target port protocol cluster IP. Okay. Even then it is not happening. It is not being able to identify. Okay. OC describe pod.
But when you commented it, don't you go and create it again? No.
No, it automatically updates. It
Okay.
automatically updates. Okay. So name of the container MySQL, image MySQL, port, get started, restrise, volumes, optional, base effort. Everything is all right. The name of the pod is also MySQL. Okay, so application pod is MySQL, and everything appears to be all right. So where I am going wrong in our service definition. So I am going to delete this. Okay, I am going to delete this service OCQCTL delete SVC MySQL deleted. Okay.
Sorry, sir. I got lost. Can you just mention like what question it is, because I was not able to figure it out. We are on question 8, it seems.
Yes,
Yeah,
we
but
are on
just
question
what
8.
we are about to do, that is what.
No,
Okay.
we are not in question 8. We are in question 9.
Okay.
Create a
Create a
service
service.
to access. So we are simply creating a service. That's all. And in this, because the MySQL database has already been created in the previous step, to access that database, you are trying to create a SVC service. We have a solution to that here. Okay. And MySQL secrets image. No. Where is this? Here is the service. Okay. Name MySQL, sports this selector name MySQL. Okay, so that's all. So where is the solution? As simple as that. This is also I have created copying from some documents here in the this itself. Anyway, just for the purpose of saving some time, I'm going to delete this file, edit this
So,
file.
sorry, sir. I was looking at the paste bin. I didn't found that updated with the question 9. So
Okay, okay.
just
I'll
thinking what.
sorry. I'll update that.
Okay.
Okay, sorry. Okay, so insert this, and in paste bin we need to update this question. Okay, both question 10 and 9 I'm updating both of them, because the next part we are going to do that. Copy in paste bin. This is what we are editing. We are editing the challenge, isn't it? Yes, this is a challenge file. So we are in the process of editing it. Okay. So both 10, 9 and 10 pasted in paste test bin. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. And here, so service definition should be as simple as that. Here there is an indentation problem again. I can see that because kind should be at the beginning of the line. Okay. And then metadata should be also at the beginning of the line. Name should be indented only by 2 alphabets. Okay. And spec should be at the beginning of the line. All these more or less to some extent intended, because just I wanted to make sure everybody should be comfortable with some sort of, okay, editing if something goes wrong. Okay. So that you are comfortable editing YAML files.
Sir, on this documentation page, you just search with the WordPress. Are we referring to the WordPress document, right?
Yes.
Okay.
WordPress and also service, both of them
In
because
parallel. Okay.
yes, in parallel, because I'm not really too sure on which page I am going to get it, because even I don't remember. Okay. So that's the way. Okay. Now I'm going to create the service. kubectl create -f. There is an error line found characters that cannot start any token. Again, there is a hidden line. Line 4, okay. Insert, delete.
Is there any Vim syntax where we can find any white spaces or something?
No, actually, the only option available to you is DOS to Unix. That is a command. If there is any non-ASCII character is there, then it will delete those non-ASCII characters and it will convert the file to an ASCII text. Actually, Unix understands ASCII text. If any UTF characters enters into the file, which is not visible, okay, so then only all hell breaks loose. So there is also a command like uh, env or iov, something like that. Right now I don't remember. I'll tell you later. Line 6. Okay, so line 6 also has a similar problem. Which one is line 6? This one is line 6. Okay, delete and then backspace, insert. So each of the lines has to be treated. Okay, so even if your syntax is all right, even sometimes this can cause some problem. Okay, so
Hello.
yes.
Yeah, fine, sir. Your voice was not coming, so this test.
Okay, okay. Okay, so kubectl, okay, uh, describe srv and mysql. Mhm. What is the name of the service? MySQL. SVC, sorry, SVC. That's why it was not doing a command completion. Thank you. SVC MySQL. Okay. So now cluster IP, yes, it's getting a cluster IP and the endpoint still it is not getting the endpoint. Okay. So that would be a problem. So there is some problem still there exists in my file itself. Okay. So I'm going to put a lunch break here. Okay, so meanwhile if you can find out what is going wrong in the code, and I'll also paste the
So could you
solution
just
to.
cat it? Because I was just we were just looking at what things were there.
Okay, no, I'm also going to give you the code also, solution also, so don't worry. So I can do a cat to it. So there is kind svc meta named selector name mysql ports 3306. So kind service. Okay, so that's it, and it should get attached to something which has a name selector, that is MySQL. What is that selector? Okay, if you do a desk, if you do a cat a MySQL pod YAML, here the name of the pod is this and container name and the name is MySQL. So it should always get attached to this MySQL pod because that is the name it is. In that name it is getting created.
What do you expect the endpoint to be actually generally? Is it a
It
is
should
it
be
a
the endpoint should be the IP address. So if I do, okay, I'll show you kubectl, okay, kubectl get po MySQL, okay, minus O wide, that will tell you the IP address of the MySQL pod. Okay, so the endpoint should be this. Your SVC should show that the endpoint is this. That means we are sure when you approach the SVC, it will end up on that MySQL. If you replicate, there should be multiple endpoints. Okay.
Is this the node port that is there, or is this the different?
No, it's not a
Okay.
node port. It is the node actually. Node IP port is later on. Don't talk about the port right now. First, we need to arrive to the node. Thereafter, port. Port is already defined there, 3306. It will approach to that. Okay. Ultimately, it will lead to that port. But the selector is MySQL. So MySQL allows it to identify which is the pod. So this is the pod. In that pod, it will so attach to that port 3306. Okay. So that is not happening. Something is going wrong. Anyway, we'll see to that. Okay. So I'm calling a lunch break. After lunch, we are going to see it. Okay. Is it all right?
Sure. What time do you want to meet?
At around 2:10 to 2:15. Give
Two.
me 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
is it all right?
2:10 to 2:15 is good. Yeah, it's good to digest the food as well. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Right.
Suresh.
No,
Okay.
even for myself, it's not for you, for every.
Pod. Okay. So what
Because the pod is generally identified by the labels
yes,
when you, especially by etcd. So
precisely. So it was not finding that particular label, so it was not in a position to. So
and the next step would be to expose the service, isn't it? Like we say OC expose service.
No. The expose command itself creates a service. Okay.
Okay.
So it was.
No, but
kubectl
it was showing as unset, right? The port was showing as unset there.
No, actually, what was the problem? Actually, what is happening? LS. Okay. It is why it is not showing any history in my command kubectl.
Sir, your screen is.
Okay, not visible. Okay.
Not
Yeah. Okay. I'll share it. Sorry, share screen. Host disable participant screen sharing. Shiva, are you there?
I think he's gone for lunch.
Good.
lunch break.
I'll have to give a call to him. Okay, 1 minute. Point.
But it is the object itself, right? Like kubectl get. If you see, there is a kubectl get.
The endpoint is created by the system itself. It's
no, there is option for creating also. You can create endpoints.
Oh, see.
You can create, but then you're forcing
it. Please allow me to explain.
Yeah.
If you manually create the endpoints, then you are spoiling the whole show. As simple as that. Okay. Why? Let's assume your service you are creating that it should end up to a particular endpoint. The endpoint is a pod. Okay. Now, why you should never be defining the endpoint or hard coding the endpoint? The reason is simple. You just define the selector so that if that selector is a pod, let's assume there was only one pod. That pod you are destroying or getting killed because of some reason. Okay, so new pod will come up. Automatically the IP will change. You are going to replicate that pod into 5 replications. So 5 more IP is expected to get attached to it. So now there are 5 replication pods. All of them represents the endpoint. How do you define the hard code the endpoint? You are not expected to hard code the endpoint. Are you getting the point? You should never define, at least that is the principle of service. In service, endpoint is not defined, but endpoint will be automatically picked up by the level selector definition. Okay. It is not yet enabled. Host disabled participant. What is happening?
Yes, sir. Now we can do it.
Now I can do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Okay. Okay, fine. So here I have shared the screen. For some reason, my entire history is not is gone. What happened? I don't know. Okay. Anyway, because there are so many things. Okay. Kubectl get PO. Kubectl get SVC. Okay. So if I ask it to describe kubectl describe SVC and then MySQL. Okay. So now it has already got the endpoint. I have not changed a single line in the SVC. Okay. If you take a look at the SVC itself, I named it incorrectly as SRV MySQL YAML. So here it has remained the same, but why it has picked up the endpoint now? The reason is earlier when we created the pod, what really went wrong in our MySQL pod because there were some problems with the indentation and also metadata name MySQL. This is the shortcut we resorted. Okay, that really didn't create a label for this. Okay, so what I did, I destroyed this pod and I created a definition of this MySQL that we have created in the last session or sometime. Fortunately, there was a WordPress folder within that. There's a pod MySQL. So that had to be changed, and here is this pod. Okay, and this has a label. The moment I created, the SVC automatically got attached to it. Okay.
So the current deployment you used it.
So
You used this particular deployment, right?
no, it's not a deployment. It's a
Sorry,
pod.
service. No,
The same
which file did you use the
service.
latest to create a service?
I use this file, the same file that I used earlier, same file. Okay, SRV MySQL. This is the file for service definition.
Okay,
Okay.
but it doesn't have that label thing, right? Means
Which one?
yeah.
So the automatically it has a selector field. You don't have to do it. Selector means identify anything that has the label MySQL. Are you getting this point? Selector. I'll show you one more simple example. Okay. So now the MySQL pod is attached to it. kubectl create deployment. Okay, nginx, sorry, and minus image nginx. Okay, nginx minus replicas option it takes on the command line, I presume. Okay, no, replicas it does not take that. Okay, so we are creating a deployment out of this. Okay, so now what we are going to do, kubectl, we are going to expose this deployment. Okay, kubectl expose deployment. Okay, expose deployment name nginx. Okay, oh, so minus port equals to 80, port 80. Okay, got it. So now if I take a look at that kubectl SVC nginx. Okay, so here it has automatically picked up the endpoint. All you the deployment has been created. The most important part is selector app equals to nginx. Okay, so that's why it has selected. Now what happens if I kubectl deployment nginx, okay, minus replicas equals to 3. Okay, if I do this, now if you take a look SVC nginx, okay, oh, container creating. Container is yet to be created. Once the container is up and running, you will find the endpoint. If you do an OC get ether that is endpoint, it will tell you there should be Nginx as right now there are no endpoint as such Nginx because the Nginx pod is yet to get up. Okay, now the Nginx, two of them are running. So as CKA-TP, you see Nginx has now 3 endpoints. Have I defined these endpoints? No. Okay, so OC describe SVC, describe control K, SVC Nginx. Okay, so you see that endpoint has automatically been defined. The moment I scale out, it automatically endpoints got automatically connected to the new pods. So are you getting the point what I'm trying to suggest? The beauty of service is you don't have to hard code it. Only you tell them whenever a pod name such and such comes up, an app pod which has a selector label this, you must get attached to it. That's all it is doing that. If it is one,
Okay, so it's by default in nature because we had the white spaces and some
yes,
UTF characters in our deployment. So because of that, okay.
yes. Because of that, we took the shortcut. We removed the level altogether, and all hell broke. Good copy of the MySQL, that file we have already created yesterday. So I used the MySQL pod using that only. Everything got corrected. Okay. So anyway, I'll delete the deployment. I hope everybody got the point what I'm trying to communicate. You never really hard code a service definition. Service is one of the best construct of Kubernetes, which has made Kubernetes unique. Okay, kubectl delete deployment.
One question, sir.
Yes.
The the service SVC, when does it need a route? Under what circumstances would you need a route?
Okay. Now, actually, route means when you create a service means you have created an artificial IP. Okay. And that IP is an abstract construct. Okay. That IP, when you touch that IP, you need traffic touches that IP, it will be routed to a specific pod. Now, that IP doesn't have a name,
Yes.
isn't it? It has a specific name. That is, you create a DNS entry. Okay, suresh.example.com. And then you attach this DNS name to this service resource. Then only you create a routing entry. Okay, that is the way OpenShift earlier, if you have attended OpenShift, usually OC create route.
OC
It
create
is
route. Yes. Yeah.
yes, and OC create route, then SVC, or OC not create route, OC expose SVC, OC expose SVC, SVC name. The moment you do an OC expose SVC, it will create a route, and that expects a DNS name. Now, that is not possible in Kubernetes as such because by default, OpenShift at the time of installation creates a wildcard DNS globbing pattern, a DNS server. Okay, so that's why it was possible to do an OC expose. That is not possible in Kubernetes because Kubernetes does not create pattern. Okay, anyway,
Right. Right.
so that's why you, yes,
Okay,
please.
sir, in that particular output that above kubectl describe SVC Nginx, we see that port is as unset. So what does that particular field in the particular YAML file?
Which is
It will be always like unset means in what terms?
where is the port is unset? Here,
In the describe SVC Nginx output, you see that port is as a unset and a parameter 8080 to 80, right?
why it is not coming unset, I'm not really too sure because we have already set the port as 80 TCP. Okay, so by default when you are exposing it, we are giving a parameter like this minus port 80. So this port unset is slightly enigmatic to me. I'm not really too sure, but yes, you can expose multiple port. So it is talking about one of the ports, I presume. Okay, so anyway, and since I have not defined the target port, it by default assumes that target port is also likely to be the same. So that's why it
Yeah.
has given the
Sir, could you
target
just
port.
catch
Anyway,
that particular SVC SRV file. Sorry.
Yes, definitely. Yes. Cat SRV MySQL YAML. Here is it. Okay. This is
Okay, sir. Yeah,
MySQL.
thanks.
Okay. Okay. So right now the MySQL thing is up and running. So whatever that was there, the solution itself, it was not having any problem as such. Only problem we had was with this UTF and characters that are entering into the picture. Okay. So here I have done an indentation. Okay. For example, if I press delete, you will see it instantly come back to this slash. Okay. So that means they have all been indented. And this tab indentation itself is causing some issue with the code. Okay. So we have gone into up to 9, isn't it? In our uh, where is the challenge? Okay. In the challenge, we have gone up to 9. Okay. So the create service for MySQL, we have created it.
Sir, in that
Now,
particular 9 question, the output, like, what is the final output like to get it validated? Like, is this the one? Only the describe one is the command that we get it.
no. You need to validate it in this fashion. OC kubectl. Okay. Kubectl. Okay. Thanks for asking this question. Kubectl describe SVC MySQL. Okay. So that will tell you that its endpoint is this. Okay. Now you can do a kubectl. Okay. Get PO. Okay. MySQL minus O wide. Okay. Wide. So that will show you the IP of the MySQL pod. You can see the pod of IP of the MySQL pod is same as the endpoint in the SVC. Is it clear to you now?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So this is the endpoint, and MySQL pod's end IP is also then. So that means your SVC has very correctly picked up the correct pod and it is getting attached to the correct pod. So that is the acid test. Okay.
Yes. Yeah. Sure. Thanks.
Okay. So fine. So now you are going to create a WordPress pod. For the WordPress pod, everything is given. Only one thing is missing. What? Create a WordPress pod that use the MySQL pod and the secret from the following code. Okay. So here is the code. I am going to copy it. Okay. And I'm going to copy and paste it on a new file. Okay. Here, so that not a single tab character should be there. Shift tab. Yes. All the tab characters have been removed from here. So I'll make sure there is no tab because that is creating hell lot of problem for me. And I'll remove all the tab characters. Okay, all the tab characters are gone. Now I'm going to reformat as and when required. Okay, I'll copy it from here because these tab characters are causing problem. So the problem says you need to create a WordPress from this file. Okay, let us create a WordPress YAML, wp.yaml. Okay, insert and pasting this. Okay, kind pod metadata tab name labels name. Okay, spec this and then containers, then image, then name, WordPress, ports, then minus my container port, name, WordPress. Is it all right with the indentation? Ports. Okay, ports should be okay. This should be indented. Of course, this is always indented. Okay, ports. Hopefully everything is all right. Okay, so now there is one thing missing. What is that? It should use the secret. How to use that secret? Can somebody give me the light how I can do it?
Same secret reference, right?
Okay, secret. Okay, and then
Secret reference.
secret ref. Is it something like this? Secret ref. Okay, so that code is also there in your MySQL code. Okay, in the MySQL code
I guess
also
it
that
was
ref.
the environment from, means from variable was used, and in
So
from there
in
was
the
a secret.
env from
Yes.
secret ref. Yes, env from. Okay, it should be env from. Okay, env. One is env, another is env from. env capital. F is capital, no? env from. env from. Okay, env from. Okay, secret ref is all right. Secret ref is MySQL. Okay, that is the name of our secret. Okay, WQ. So that's it. env from secret
You
ref.
have to use name right there, or
Yes,
name.
yes.
No?
The code I'm not secret. env from secret name MySQL. Yes, secret ref. It should have to be, there should be a name. Insert, enter, tab, name colon MySQL. Yes, env secret reference MySQL. Okay, thank you. Thank you for keeping a very strong eye on that. That is saving my life to a great extent. So now we'll try to do OC create, kubectl create, kubectl create minus f. Okay, wp.yaml. Error, validation pods invalid type iOS container env from. Okay, choose to ignore. Okay, vim env from, where it should be pasted env from. We have also created the env from in our MySQL file also, isn't it? So escape colon vsplit. Okay, and there is a pod. No, it is pod is not the name.
Hello,
Yes.
Chanchal, Deepak here.
Yes.
Can you please check the spelling for the secret
Secret env
on your
from.
right side file?
Yes.
On your right side files.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So in the right side file, secret SCCRET. Okay. Secret. Thank you, Deepak. Keeping a eagle's eye on the things that I'm typing. Okay. Secret reference MySQL WQ. Thank you. Okay. Create. Again, there is an error. env expected array. If you choose validate error, validated env from. It is still complaining that. Okay. I'm going to do that again. I'm going to open the other file. Okay, b split my secret pod.yaml. Is it the secret pod.yaml that I'm going to use? env from, no, it is secret pod. No, it is not that one. Okay, escape colon exclamation ls. So name of that file is mysql pod.yaml. Okay, enter escape mysql pod.yaml. Okay, so here is env from secret reference and name MySQL. That's the way it is working. env from secret reference MySQL.
Then
Okay, so
hyphen should come.
hyphen should come. Yes, so hyphen is all right. There is no problem as such. So env from and other these parameters are at the same level of indentation as this. Okay, let me find out some other code. WQ, where things are going wrong. There is one more secret reference file, cat. Okay, yes, I have created a WordPress. Here, there is a pod MySQL.yaml container port secret reference MySQL name is my secret. Okay, and what env from secret ref name MySQL. Okay, let me copy it from here itself. Okay, created. So I'm not really too sure where things are going wrong. Okay, so because I have not done much, kubectl get pod container creating. So WordPress container is getting created. Okay, so now you need to create a service for the WordPress. But for this service, this time around, I'll be suggesting that you define a node port. Okay. So what will be the node port? This means whoever approaches the node IP on port 80, immediately the WordPress service should be available. Container config error. Container config error. So there is something going wrong. So kubectl get events. Node worker registered, node worker 2 updated, node allocated. So okay, kubectl describe pod secret MySQL not found. Okay, the secret name should be different. Its name is uh, possibly my secret. So kubectl.
Yes, it is my secret, I guess. Yeah.
Kubectl get secret, that will tell me the name of my secret. Okay, its name is my secret. Okay, so we need to delete that pod or kubectl edit po. Okay, and let us find out the reference to that secret. Okay, API reference. This name is secret reference image MySQL. It says MySQL only. So where from that MySQL is coming here?
In the deployment, we have used MySQL, not my secrets.
Container port. Okay, which one did I open? QCTL edit PO, then PO WordPress. WordPress I have not opened. Okay, so here /SECR enter secret. Here it is secret reference MySQL shift D insert my secret. My secret escape :WQ. Okay, so there is something wrong.
It's
No,
it's
it's
a
you put
spelling
the
mistake.
spelling wrong.
Mistake. Okay. So okay. Please edit /SECRE secret. My everybody can see it. I cannot see it. Same edit. Secret insert R. Okay. My secret escape :WQ. Still there is an error. Please edit the object below. Where else things are going wrong? Okay, I'm going to delete this altogether. Okay.
So could you
I don't
just
want to
cat once the WP YAML file?
I have to edit it anyway. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't have to do an. So wp.yaml has to be edited anyway. So
if you look at that secret is MySQL, do you have to change that?
Yes, I have to change this, but I was trying to change it from the deployment itself, which it is not allowing. Something is going wrong. So I'm not going to waste your time. So I am going to type it directly here. Okay, this time around, I think I have typed secret correctly, isn't it? Okay, escape :WQ. So kubectl delete pod WP, no, sorry, WordPress. Okay. So Control R minus F. It's running. Okay. But right now it is not exposed. Okay. So now we are going to expose this using an SVC. Okay. How to create this SVC so that this time around we are going to define a node port. Okay. So from service itself, if you just don't remember it, or if you want to find out the code, okay, so you can type service here, okay, and then go to the service cube personal service and try to find out where that node port part is there. If you do a control F and find node port, okay, and then F3, there should be a code where you define minus minus type or type equals to node port. Okay, here is a service. Okay, so here you define type port 80. Okay, so you can pretty much copy this code from here. Okay, okay, copy, and we can create our, okay, sorry, vim svc dash wp.yaml. Okay, insert this. Okay, type selector service, metadata service, selector. What will be the selector?
WordPress, right? WP.
WordPress. It should be, I think, WordPress, because the pod was created in that name. WordPress. Okay. Selector. I think it should not be app. It should be label as port 80. It's all right. It appears to be all right. I'll be deleting this line also. So escape DD. There's a long comment that does not suit me well. Selector app equals to, it should be either, it could be name equals to my service. I will name it as WordPress. Shift D, insert. I'll name it as WordPress so that we can easily identify WK. Okay, so kubectl create minus F svc-wp.yaml created. Okay, so kubectl describe svc wp. Okay, external IP, it is type equals to node port. Okay, if it is type is node port, then what do we expect?
It is the host port, isn't it?
No. How many nodes are there? Three. In my case, worker node, master node, all that. So let's approach any of those nodes using their IP. For example, one of the worker node IP is 192, in my case, 168.31.101. Okay, and that port I'm not really too sure. Okay, so that port, it is giving me node port 310106. Okay, so I'll be going to that port colon 3106. Okay, this site cannot be reached. Reload. Something is going wrong with the port. So, okay, unset TCP endpoint session affinity none cluster app WordPress selector WordPress. So app WordPress selector app WordPress.
What shows label as none there?
Labels as none. Okay, so let me edit this. OC delete SBC. Delete SVC WP VIM SBC WP instead of app selector insert level WordPress, selector level WordPress. Okay. Okay, now if I create this kubectl, okay, now this 32 endpoint, this selector level WordPress. Let's now 32102. Okay.
Do you do a expose here?
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. The moment you have defined this SVC, and this SVC should, whenever somebody approaches this node port, this particular port, it should automatically drop into the WordPress. Let me find out whether the WordPress pod is running or not. Okay, kubectl. Okay, kubectl get PO. That will tell me WordPress is running. So there is absolutely no problem. So there is a problem with the SVC itself. Okay, let me delete this SVC. Okay, cat wp.yaml. Here is this image name, this level name equals to WordPress levels, name equals to WordPress, name equals to, yes, it is running all right. Okay. I have also a backup SVC for WordPress. Let me find that out. How it is different. Cat WordPress folder itself, there is an SVC WP, SVC WP YAML. Port 80, name this selector name equals to, selector name equals to WordPress. Selector level name equals to WordPress. That should be the way it should be. Okay. Yes, now it is showing perfectly. Endpoint, it has got it. Okay. So now if we do a 31868, 31868, so that selector itself was wrong. Okay, 31868. Yes, WordPress has opened up. Okay. So this is one of the challenge. If you take the OpenShift examination, there you have to install a complete WordPress installation, go through an WordPress installation. WordPress is basically CMS, that is content management system.
So what was the
So
change that you made? Oh, last change.
what is the
Last
change?
change,
Okay,
yeah.
yes. Last change. What are the last change I made is here it was label. I changed it to name. Selector name colon WordPress. That's all. Okay. That is the critical part that was missing. That was name.
Okay.
Okay. So I changed it. That's all. Is it all right? Okay, I'm going to give you the solution anyway, very shortly on the solution page. So intentionally, I did not keep those ready-made codes ready, and I wanted to do everything in a troubleshooting mode only, so that you also get the feel that in the event I am stuck, how do I sort my way out? Because troubleshooting and sorting your problems out is the most important thing that you should be doing when you are trying to do something here in Kubernetes. Okay. So facing some sort of problem could be good. That will challenge your understanding about the issues at stake. Okay. So let's now get into the final solution. I could well have copied the final solution all by itself. In fact, I have the complete final solution having here WordPress in this folder. Okay, but I didn't go through it, or I didn't use it. The simple reason is I just wanted to go through the problems as such. Okay. Hello.
So could you just describe the pod, sorry, please,
Yeah.
for the
Yes.
my WordPress?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Name WordPress, container ID, this Docker, pullable, TCP, host port, my secret optional false, environment none.
Okay, so we see that secret has been a volume populated by a secret, right? Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, okay. So fine. I am putting this all this into a solution page that we have already shared in our uh, challenge. Text challenge is already there up to, and I'm going to save this file right now. Did I make any change? No. I'm going to put the solution in the solutions page. Solution 11.7 text. Okay. So at the end of it, I should be doing an edit to this file, and one by one, I should be putting the solution at the end of it. So, okay. Did I create a solution page here in my of this thing for 9? Create a service to access MySQL. That is already created, isn't it? Okay, that has not been created. So selector name MySQL, everything is all right here. Okay, next is this. Create a WordPress pod. Okay, so add the following lines. The WordPress code is already there, so you need to add these following lines in your WordPress code, env from secret reference. That is all right. Finally, this one. Generate the service code using this. So Kubernetes ports this selector name node port name equals to WP selector name WordPress. Okay, so everything is all right because the solution page was everything all right. In fact, we have not copied anything from the solution page. That's why it was causing the problem or what? Anyway, so what is our solution page? Cat srsvc wp.yaml. This solution and this solution and this solution, is it any different? No. So in fact, I won't put any data to you where we are likely to get stuck. Spec type node port selector name ports 4080. Yes, more or less same. Only things that lines are slightly here and there. Okay. So solution is same. Okay. I have not copied this code. So I am giving you the solution here on the chat. Okay. Now, how to test it? If you can test it by kubectl describe svc name is wp. Okay. Once you get this, it will show you something like the node report. Okay. Now using Firefox, then IP address. Next is Firefox or Chrome, whatever it is. Firefox node IP, that is node IP and colon port. Okay. So that port will be given from the from this output. Okay, so you'll get the port from here. Note down the port. Note down the port. Okay, I would like to show you that this page could be accessed from any of the nodes. For example, what did you do? We approached 101. There is one more node that has an IP 151. Okay, so we are going to approach 151. Okay, so even if we go to 151, we are getting the same response. Okay, so now do you understand what is meant by node port? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Sir, can you
So
describe again?
Yes,
Actually, I
sir.
lost the connection.
okay, I should be describing it. Okay, so node port means this service WordPress is available from any of the nodes subject to the condition you approach it to the correct port. So this has been attached to a port dynamically generated 31,000. 31,000 upwards, all ports are insecure ports. So one of the insecure ports, node port will automatically dynamically generate. So Kubernetes has actually, if you do a controller kubectl describe svc wp, it will tell you that the service is available from node port 31868. Okay, and ultimately from whichever node you go to this, it will take you to the end point. This end point is the end point of what? This is the port of your what?
If you node,
Yes, WordPress node kubectl get po WordPress -o wide. That will show you that this IP is nothing but the IP of the WordPress pod. So when you approach any of the node in this particular port, endpoint of the WordPress pod, that's what is happening. If you are going to,
so could you just get kubectl get nodes?
yes,
It is the same IP address, right? That is
yes,
pointing
yes,
there.
kubectl get nodes. Okay, kubectl get nodes will have a different IP. Node IP is this one. Okay, 51, 151. If you want to kubectl get nodes, okay, get nodes minus o wide. Will it take this parameter? Yes. So you have 101, 151, 152. So all of this will take me to the same place. I can show you. If it's 868, isn't it? 31868. Okay. So here it is. So whichever node, whichever system, whichever node you approach, all of them will lead you to the WordPress pod. Okay. So now you understand what is node port?
Sorry, sir, but actually it is long time that you explained that particular node port previously, and so that was creating a confusion.
Okay, I'll show you.
So if not node port, then what else? Means like in the previous example, we've seen that the endpoint was the
Yes,
port IP addresses,
exactly.
right? In this case, yeah, but the endpoint is the node IP,
Node IP. Yes,
right?
endpoint is the node IP port. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is
Or if you
happening?
can just draw a diagram, really that will help.
Yes, yes, yes. So actually OpenShift, oh, not OpenShift, Kubernetes is doing a port forwarding. Okay. So it is doing a port forwarding, which is doing all the magic. Okay. Behind the scene, it is doing something like this. For example, you have created a pod. Okay. Now next you are defining a service. Okay. What this service is supposed to do? This service is supposed to lead you to a particular pod. Here, this one is your pod. Okay. Wherever this pod moves, OpenShift or Kubernetes will take you to that pod. Okay. So if you create a replica set again, so this is the service. Okay. Now, earlier you are defining the service as cluster IP, a particular service. Now, what is happening? You are defining that it should, if you just can come to any one of the nodes, so there are three nodes, okay? So if you come to any one of the nodes and to a specific port, Kubernetes is defining a port forwarding IP tables rule that will make all the nodes to follow this rule. The moment you appear to this node and the port is 868, okay, each of the node, and if you approach their port this, all of them will take you to where? All of them will take you to this particular SVC. Okay. So if you approach this time around, when you have defined a service that has defined a port forwarding rule, that port forwarding rule is doing what? That it is doing basically, if we approach any of the nodes port, it will automatically lead you to ultimately to the pod. Okay. That's the way it is happening.
So when you deployed it, so there was a IP addresses that you used 10 something.
Yes.
So what was that IP address?
Okay, so let me take a look at this, what you are talking about. OC describe as VCWP. This IP address will always be created each
Means there are
time.
multiple IP addresses, that is called creating a confusion.
Yes, each time you create a SVC, it will automatically get allocated with a service IP address that is from the service network. Okay.
There is one more IP address in that described. So what is that?
Yes, it is. This is the end point. This is the
Okay.
IP address of the node. Okay, this is the IP address of this one. Okay, so actually this is the IP address of, pod. So there are two addresses, IP addresses. One is the IP address. This is known as the cluster IP. Okay, cluster IP. So this is first IP. That is the IP that you are seeing here. Okay, this IP. Second IP is the endpoint IP. This IP is basically the IP address of the pod. Okay, so
The IP
this is the
address of
IP
the
address of the pod.
the IP address of the
Pod.
pod, will it
Yes.
hold on to it even when the pod gets replicated? Will it be the same for each of the pods replicated? Yes, okay.
Yes.
No, the
Even if the pod is
IP
replicated.
address will change, right? Means
Yes.
let's
So
say there is
that's what
another
I
pod.
tried to explain you when I have shown the. Yes. There's another pod. Yes. Even
No,
then, nothing will happen. What will happen? Let's assume this one gets replicated one more. Okay. Just the way this diagram has done, SVC will do what? Automatically, it will find out this as a separate IP, but this is a replica of this one. Okay. SVC sees both of them has the same label. Okay. Both of them has the same level WordPress. So this SVC will do in a load balance manner. First time it will take you to this one. Second time it will take you to this one. Okay. So that's the way this SVC will work. Is it clear?
and in sorry sir, I'm just getting the
Yes, yes. Ask as
doubt.
many questions as many times if you
I'm
want.
sorry,
No, you don't need to be
but
sorry.
yeah. So in the previous question, we were mentioning the cluster IP address as not a node port but a cluster IP.
Yes.
No, means the diagram which you're referring here, it is for the node port and it is not for the cluster IP, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So in the previous question, what was the change?
Okay.
Means in the
In the
diagram.
previous question, in that, if you take an as that look at the MySQL SVC, there is some change. That means if you take a look at minus minus type, it is cluster IP. Okay. So this says that this one is a type cluster IP, means it is not going beyond anything outside it. It will always take you to this cluster. Cluster IP always represented by the SVC itself. If you approach this, it will take you to the endpoint. That is the way this SVC will work. The difference between this one, if you take a look at the type and this one, the type has become node port. The moment you see there is a node port, what kubectl will do, it will define using IP tables a port forwarding rule. What is that port forwarding rule? If anybody approaches 31868 of any of the node ports, it will be forwarded to this SVC. Okay. And the SVC will take care, it will take you finally to the endpoint. That is, this is the node. Okay.
So is it like you want to say that anything that we wanted to expose it to the outside world, and we can leverage this particular node port to allow it using the port. And for the
Yes,
MySQL anyway, we will not expose it.
yes, this is not the usual way. That also I should tell you. Okay, exposing the node port is not the ideal way. Rather, OpenShift or Kubernetes uses another construct named ingress. Okay, there is an ingress service or ingress rule. So ultimately, this ingress will be responsible for directing all the traffic to your SVC. Okay, ingress is usually associated with an URL DNS name. Okay, so that DNS name could be some example.com. Okay, so if somebody approaches this example.com, it will automatically take you to this SVC. This is the ideal way that services are exposed. Okay.
Sir, in the MySQL scenario, we are using the cluster IP as the endpoint,
Yes.
and and everything remains the same. And in the WordPress, we are using as a node port there, right?
Right. Because MySQL, we don't expect anybody to directly connect from outside the world. Okay. Only our WordPress pod should be in a position to connect it because they are in the same cluster. So WordPress will always be able to connect to it as long as, so WordPress is easily getting connected to that. Okay. It is connected to the running MySQL because that's why, because had WordPress not been connected to MySQL, you won't get this page. If I click continue, okay. So welcome to WordPress. You will need to database name, database username. Let us go. Okay. WordPress username. Okay. Username. There is a DB username that we have created. You can create all that. You can check whether it is really getting connected to the MySQL database or not. Okay. Actually, it should not be asking all that because we have already created it anyway. So in our,
So in this particular diagram, the static remains is a service only. Means everything goes on changing.
yes,
The service IP is not going to change, right?
yes,
That's why we are getting that
DB
flexibility.
user,
Or
and the DB user password is where sent to us. Okay, so DB user password is sent to us. If everything goes all right, then okay, it should be able to error establishing database connection. So there is some problem that is, I'm not going to troubleshoot the whole thing. I'll do the troubleshoot and I'll be approaching tomorrow with the solution. So where things are going wrong. But you got the point, the logic behind.
Just one question. The
Yes, please.
diagram which you drew in the background here, you got two pods there. You got two IPs relevant to the pods, but the SVC, which has got a cluster endpoint address,
Yes.
would be coming out dynamically when it addresses that pod. Am I right?
Yes, if the number of pods, let's assume the number of pods is incremented by one more. Okay. So what will happen? This this IP is, let's assume this one is 86. Okay.
Yes.
This SVC will end up in any one of these pods. How it is identifying that even if a new pod has come, why it is automatically getting connected to it? The reason is in the SVC you have defined a selector. Okay, in the selector you have given a name of an application or label. That selector thing itself is defining which one it should be putting up.
So it's more like a namespace identifier.
Identify,
Yes.
because each of them are having the name WordPress. Okay, WordPress, as long as each of them has a selector WordPress, it will automatically get identified or get connected to them. Okay, so that's the way it is working.
So the criteria is your endpoint and the
Endpoint is a
namespace.
selector. Endpoint criteria is endpoint's selector name. Okay.
Selector name. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it uses
All
by
of them.
default label, right?
Yes.
So
Label.
everything is label based.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And
I
that
got
level.
you. So it's a two-prong address where they're using the IP and the namespace. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, thank you.
So
Okay.
if you just wanted to use this particular node port, where if you don't mention it, it's by default going to use this particular
Cluster IP.
cluster IP
Yeah.
address. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
If we
Node
want to
port is not
specify,
the
then
default.
you have to use
Yes.
node port.
Node
Yeah.
port. In fact, node port also you can specify, classify which particular node port. Okay, here it is automatically generating 32,268. In the SVC itself, you can hard code it. Node port, port number this. Okay, so that is also possible. Okay, okay.
Sure, sir. Thanks.
Okay, so I'm not going to take
Thank you,
anything
sir.
more today. Tomorrow it will be largely addressing various other exam challenges. On secret, I'm not going to delve anything deeper into it. If possible, I'll sort out this problem, WordPress problem, why it is not connecting to our database, but that is immaterial. My entire problem was to make sure that you understand secret, you can use secret, and you can, using a secret, you can connect to a database or something like that. That's the most important part. You don't have to create a complete WordPress application as it in OpenShift examination. That is not the task in Kubernetes, fortunately. Okay,
Oh, sir,
but
only
still,
last thing. There are only three types of endpoints, right? The pod, this particular cluster IP, and the one which you mentioned at example.com. What name was that? Only just three.
there is, of course, there is another external name. If you
Okay.
take a look at this documentation itself, example service, there are three different service can have four different types of endpoints. Okay, so those four different service motivation, where is that? Node port, cluster IP, okay, external name, okay, all that. These are the different things that you can
Okay, I got it.
connect to
It's so it's in
using a
documentation
service.
there,
Okay.
the service section. Okay, got it. Yeah.
Yes, yes, service section. Yes. So that load balancer itself will be the cloud service provider's load balancer. Okay, so that could be a bit more complex. Okay.
So you
Okay.
you haven't saved your paste bin, so it's not coming across to us.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I'm saving it. Okay, paste bin. Save changes. I hope everything has come now. Let me go to the end of the.
Yes, it's come, sir. Thank
It has come. So if any one of you face any problem while doing it, you can always get back to me. There is absolutely no issues. Not that I will tomorrow we will be concentrating more on additional problems associated, but we are not going to touch secret or config map anymore. There will be for issues associated with exam challenges associated with deployment and various kind of deployment, etc. Okay, so okay, hello, your voice is breaking. So oh yes, okay, so tomorrow we are going to talk about rollback, rollout. Okay, uh, roll out, rollback. There is an exam challenge on that, so that's why I'll be exposing that exam challenge too. Okay, so okay, 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 fine.